Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Welcome to the rosanamod Variety Pod. This is rosanamod, your vessel and host, aka rosanamod, and this is episode 69. Always a good number. I am totally losing my voice, so if it sounds a little weird, I apologize. So anyway, today I want to talk about some beauty tips. I got 10 beauty tips for females, for you girls out there like myself who like to look pretty. When you hit a certain age, you kind of go downhill. So you need to keep the momentum going back into youth. Not like before when the youth was kind of holding you up by itself and you didn't have to worry about it. Well, when you get older, you have to work harder. The first thing, your skin. You got to take care of that skin. Now, I'm blessed because I have oily skin. So I don't know if it's much of a blessing when you live in Florida and you have 90 degrees on a normal day and like 80% humidity. It's not such a great thing. I have very shiny, so I'm constantly patting it, but it's good for the wrinkles. So I hear. I don't have a lot of wrinkles on my face. My eyes, this very top part of my eyelids are a little, maybe it's starting to show a little bit, but what I do with that is I do optical illusions on the makeup, and this is what you do. The optical illusions on the makeup for the eyes are as follows, and I think I did mention this in one of the other episodes. The first one is, do not use powder on your eyeshadow. Do not, because the powder gets inside the crevices of your wrinkles and pronounces them more than they should be. Same goes for the powder on your base foundation. I use cream foundation only. Cream eyeshadow only. And the eyeshadow cream that I use is actually an eyebrow pencil cream. I found it in the store. It was like this little round container, and it came with a little brush for your eyebrows. And I thought that's a perfect color for eyeshadow because it was like a deep brown. So that's what I use. That's the first thing that you should do. The second thing is, for your skin, to clean out your skin, you want to use, this is just me, you don't have to, because I don't know how your skin is. You might have sensitive skin. I do not have sensitive skin at all. I can go out in the sun and I can get totally burned and I won't burn, okay? So what I do is I get a sponge, like with the abrasive, I'm not going to lie, it's the sponge from the kitchen, like the ones that have like the green and the yellow, with the really abrasive side and the soft spongy side. I cut that in half and I use the abrasive part and I use that to clean my face at night. And I press pretty hard on it and it cleans right away. And then the soft part I just use to kind of rinse it away. I use hot water and then I use cold water to close the pores, because the heat opens your pores and the cold shrinks your pores. Then I get cotton ball with witch hazel and I put that around my face, and that astringent tightens your pores as well. And then I use my lotion, which I'm not going to tell you what I used because I'm not getting sponsored, so I'm not going to use it, but it's just a really good night cream. And it starts with an L and it ends with an L. it's the brand name starts with an L and it ends with an L, and it's French. So let's and speaking of France, my listeners in France, it's Clichy. Woo! You're welcome. I told you I was going to go listen to it on YouTube, and I was going to promise you that I was going to pronounce your city, because you always are like the first ones to listen to my episodes as soon as they are published. Clichy, France. Clichy? Is it Clichy? Clichy. Clichy. No, it's Clichy. Clichy, France is the first one to listen. So you get a special thumbs up from me and a special notice to the world that you are the first ones to listen. That's amazing. And number 3, that was number 1, was the eyeshadow and the eyeshadow, and number 2 was the skin. I do the same thing to my neck also. I use the same abrasion to my neck. The harder I press, the redder it is, and it looks like I'm hurting my skin, but it actually rejuvenates, because what it's doing is it's hurting the skin, and the skin has a way of healing itself. So it produces more collagen, and when it produces more collagen, it just makes it more younger and more bouncy, if that makes any sense. Okay, number 3, drink more water and keep hydrated. This is obvious. I told you I drink at least 4 16-ounce bottles, which isn't enough. Sometimes 6, sometimes 7, whatever. I like water, so that's all I drink. I'm not even going to go by numbers. I'm just going to read off, because I'm reading off my board. I just bought one of those erasable marker boards. No bottom eyeliner. Keep your eyeliner on the top of your eyeline, the top of your eyelashes, close to your eyelashes, and a little bit underneath the eyelash, which is what I do. It's called a Bollywood, I think it is. If you know what I mean. Under, like inside and outside the top eyelid. That's where you're going to eyeline your eye. I use black. I do a little cat eye on the end, and I don't do the bottom part of my liner. Not anymore, anyway. It keeps the eye or the person that's looking at you and not focused on the very bottom, which sometimes we have little bags under our eyes. Well, you don't want to draw attention to that, so you want to keep it up on the top. Another thing is, don't keep your eyebrows too thin. Keep them a little thick. If they're too thin, just pencil them in and use a mascara, an old mascara or a dry mascara, and then just comb over it so it looks like little lines. Unless you want to sit there and draw little hairs on your eyebrows. That's going to take forever. Number 5 is primer before your foundation. It helps it last longer. And if you don't believe me, try it with primer and then try another day without and see what happens. You're going to have to keep retouching it. I don't use powder, like I said, but sometimes if it's really hot out and my skin is really oily and I've been patting it and it's still shiny, I will use some powder, but I don't put powder like on my forehead or anything. I put it like a little bit on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin. I kind of leave the top part of my forehead away because I've got fine lines up there and I don't want them to be pronounced by the powder, which they will. Number 6 is don't wear tight-fitting clothes. Might look sexy, but not if you look like a sausage, like a straight-up sausage. You know how those women wear really tight clothes? Just don't do it. Wear something a little loose. Don't have to be too loose. Just go one size over. Like if you're an extra large and you go medium or large because you think it looks sexy, just don't. Wear your normal size or one size over. But don't wear too tight because you're drawing attention to the imperfections of your body instead of hiding them. But if you wear them too big, then you're going to make yourself look bigger than you already are. Also, keep your clothes down to a darker color than a lighter color. Obviously, illusion is going to make you look thinner. If you wear a white dress compared to a black dress is going to make you look thinner. It's common sense. You don't want to wear a tan dress, because that's just going to make you look naked, unless you want to look naked. Number 7 is lighter hair shades are always better on older women than darker hair shades will always make you look older. Simple. Try to keep it natural. If you have black hair your whole life, and you've always worn black hair and you're older, your skin tone has changed now that you've aged. So you want to tone down the black. Maybe wear a couple shades lighter, like maybe dark brown. You want to keep it dark? That's fine. Go dark brown or chocolate brown. Highlights. Add highlights if you want, just a couple. And watch your length. You don't want to keep it too long in one length unless you have it layered, because layered always looks better. And condition it if you're dyeing your hair. Invest in a good conditioner. And leave-ins. I don't like leave-in conditioners unless it's BioSilk. I will say BioSilk. I've been using them forever. I use them as soon as I get out of the shower. I put it on my hair. It keeps it silky. And Garnier is another one. Those like shiny, it's like a shiny gloss and shine or something. That works too. It takes out the frizzies. Number 8 is lotion on your hands, legs, feet, and heels and elbows. Always your hands before you go to sleep. Always on your legs and your feet and your heels. I never walk around barefoot. Very seldom do I. I'll always wear little socks or something because I don't want those gross heels that some women have. Why do they look that way? Just that's because you don't wear shoes all the time, or you don't condition your heels, and you should condition your heels. Your heels are holding up your weight all day long, and you're walking on them. And if you're not wearing socks or shoes, the outside air and whatever dry up your heel, and then you're walking on them and they get crusty and disgusting. Nobody wants to see that. Please fix your heels. Do your feet. If you can't reach your toes to paint them, then get them done. But always should have nice nails. Always you should have nice feet. That's very important to me. I always have my toenails painted and they look nice. Your elbows, obviously, they get dry and they show your age. You want to keep them lotioned up too. Number 9 is sleep at least 6 hours a night. I know they tell you 8 hours, but 6 hours is probably the minimum. Like right now, I'm down to maybe 4 or 5 hours a night. And it's not because of working. It's just because my head is constantly thinking and I can't really find my way to really sleep unless I take something, and I don't take anything, so I don't sleep, basically. If I have to get up early, or if I have something to do, not work related, because I get up early anyway, but if I have somewhere to go or I have to drive long distance and I need to sleep, I will drink something before I go to sleep just to make me go to sleep. That way I know that I will get at least 8 hours, and I know that my body will thank me later. But right now I'm on about 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night, and it's been that way for many years for me. And number 10 is no eating 2 hours before you go to bed. No crazy movies, action, horror, or scary. No loud rock or rap music. I know it sounds weird, but listen. Quiet, meditative music. I know this really good meditation on Mondays. Oh, by yours truly, rosanamod. Meditations on Monday are good. Or just relaxing music. Listen to classical music or something that puts you to sleep. What it does is you are, like when you run and you're exercising and then you want to just rest and you have to work your way down to a walk after you're running. That's what you're trying to do after your brain has been working out all day, thinking and stressing out about whatever. It needs to tone itself down. And the only way it can do that is if you help it. How's it going to do it if it's listening to, watching The Exorcist or something before you go to sleep? You want something that's quiet. So turn off the TV, relax, read a book, or listen to some quiet music or sounds of the sea, waves, the beach, crickets, whatever. Just relax. Learn to relax. Learn to meditate. It's not hard. Meditation is all about just relaxing. It's about learning to breathe and learning to pay attention to your body and learning to listen to your body, and controlling your body through your thoughts and your brain is really what meditation is. So learn to do that. It's a practice. It's something that you need to do every day until it gets to a point where it's so natural that you can't even believe you're doing it. Like I do that all the time. I can just be standing there in line at a store and just meditate because the lady in front of me is, talking to the cashier and they're not moving. So I get I'm starting to get upset. So what I'll do is I'll just start counting to 10 and I'll meditate. I'm like, calm down. It's not a big deal. This too shall pass. That's what I keep telling myself. And it does usually. So that's it. Also, a little tip, your bra. If you lose weight, your boobs are probably smaller. And I lost that weight, and I forgot all about my bras. I didn't really pay attention to them. They did fit me weird. They were a little loose. I figured if I just adjusted the straps, they would be okay, but they don't. I keep moving them. So definitely get refitted for your bras. Keep in mind that wires will lift more than sports bras, which will flatten more. So keep that in mind. And a DIY lotion for you, which is what I use, is olive oil. I use that for my skin. Sometimes, like if I'm out in the sun too long, I'm not really out in the sun very much, but if I am, I'll put some olive oil on my skin. And I'll also use olive oil for my hands, but I'll add scented oil. So what I use is bergamot, lavender, and vervader. And those are the 3 scents that I like. Bergamot being my favorite, which is like a citrus. And you put a little bit of that in the olive oil, and you've got yourself a nice lotion going on there. Use it on my hands, keep your hands nice and young looking, and your forearms, your wrists, your neck, your découpage, your chest, your jowls, your forehead, your cheeks, your ears. Just massage yourself, take care of your body like if somebody else was taking care of it, if you get my drift. No, that's gross. All right, but you know what I mean. So wow, what an epic number 69 beauty tips. What an epic show tonight. Okay, anyway, I hope that my voice didn't annoy the hell out of you, because it's annoying the hell out of me. It is getting very raunchy. Might have to start doing something about that, and that might be another show, how to take care of your voice when you're talking too much. I'm gonna have to do something about it, but anyway. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for Wednesday Works Special Business Edition, episode 70 tomorrow. And enjoy your day. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you. And what do we say, and how do we say it?